All right, what's up, guys? So, I was planning to stream at 12, but I figured I was ready to go at 11, so we might as well just start. Nothing wrong with starting early. So, welcome to the 55th Ask Me Anything live stream. So, today is going to be just a chill stream about what's going on, some plans I have in the future, and a short little break that I'm going to take from content creation, which I am looking forward to. So if you missed the live stream of this and you're watching the replay of it, welcome. My name is Derek. I like to make content centered around self-improvement, and I'll try to do one of these live streams every single week. So if you missed out and you want to catch the next one, it's not going to be for a while because I'm going to have a flight this Friday, so I'm not going to come back until the weekend of the 14th. So I probably won't get another stream in until May 20th or 21st. So that'll probably be the next planned live stream, assuming everything goes according to plan. So today I just wanted to talk about what's been going on, and then hopefully we can have some people show up and we can get an interesting conversation going. As I think it was the last live stream, you guys came with the fire. There's a lot of interesting questions that we had, and a couple ones that were challenging as well. And so I know that a vast majority of the viewership of this channel comes for gambling and addiction related content, and then the other half is sort of in the self-improvement world. And it's an interesting split. I guess you could split the difference, but I try my best to not focus too much on one side, because at the end of the day, I do want to help people that are struggling with addictions, for example, who are addicted to instant gratification and are basically ruining their lives. Of course, we want to help those people. However, the way that you get there, in my opinion, is through self-improvement and just having this identity of being someone who is in the self-improvement world, where you wake up every day and your goal or purpose for your day-to-day life is to get 1% better than you were the day before. Now, 1% seems minuscule in the grand scheme of your life. However, if compounded properly over a long period of time, you can make massive strides in the person you are. You can make massive changes to your life. And so this is something that I've done when I started all this self-improvement stuff. I want to say in 2016. I think it was 2016. The dates seem to be slipping my mind. As the years go on, I sort of forget sort of the timeline of where I was when I started all this stuff. Because time goes by quickly. You know, not too long ago, it was like 2019 before all this COVID stuff, and my channel was just starting out, and I had no idea where I was going, and all of a sudden, fast forward 3-4 years later, and here we are. So, have a good day, bro. Hey, Ken Smith, what's up, dude? Have a good Sunday, Ken. How is everything? I haven't been able to catch the Mr. Anti-Gambler streams. You guys have been doing a bunch of late night streams, and I've unfortunately been addicted to watching basketball. So I've been getting the notification that the gambling addiction support streams have been going on, but I've just been preoccupied, I guess you could say. And also the Leafs won, so that was a glorious day for the people of Toronto. It's been like 19 years? 19 years, man, since the Leafs won a playoff series. I'm not the biggest Leaf fan, but I can feel their pain because I live just outside of Toronto, and there's tons of Leaf fans all over Ontario, and it's just wild to see that last night they finally overcame that curse and broke through after pretty much 2 decades, since 2004. Late nights are killers sleep-wise, bro. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I hear you, Ken. Sleep is so important. I've sort of been recently doing a deep dive more and more on sleep. And mainly because it's a huge part of longevity and being healthy. I know that a lot of people focus entirely on exercise and nutrition, which of course makes sense. But when you break it all down, if you don't have good sleep, man, it basically just kills you, right? Like having poor sleep on a consistent basis is awful for your health. So I've been trying to get to bed earlier. You know, the NBA doesn't do me any favors when their West Coast games start at 10:30, which kind of sucks. So I've had a couple late nights where I've been crawling into bed at 1 in the morning. So looking forward to Chris on your live stream. Oh, Mr. Anti-Gambler? No, not Mr. Anti-Gambler. Blackout Gambler. Still gambling free. Oh, that's good to hear, bro. Yeah, so Blackout Gambler is coming on the podcast. It won't be a live stream. It'll be a podcast on tomorrow night. Tomorrow's May 1st, right? Yeah, May 1st. So we're going to record tomorrow night, and then it usually takes me a couple days to edit. So I will definitely have it posted before I leave for my vacation on Friday. My flight's at Friday in the afternoon. So if we record Monday night, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I got 3 days to edit the podcast and get it out. So I should be fine. I'll definitely post it before I leave. There's a lot of stuff I need to do. It's interesting because I have this capacity for work where I can work pretty much every single day and I don't really need a break. I sort of don't understand this concept of burnout anymore that a lot of people talk about, especially with like YouTube. However, there was an opportunity to go out west and see a little bit more of Canada and go to Banff and see the mountains and go with my parents who are retired and, spend some quality time with them. So that was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. So this Friday, we're going to be taking a flight out to the West Coast in Calgary. Let's see, from the 5th all the way into the 14th. So there's going to be no YouTube videos. There's going to be no live streams. Actually, maybe there will be a YouTube video. I'll probably record a YouTube video before I leave and then have it scheduled to release on a Wednesday or something like that. But definitely no live streams for sure. Financial history. What's up, bro? I appreciate the comments that you leave. How you doing? How is everything? Podcast still good. Looking forward to watching it. Live streams must be hard dealing with chat while talking to a guest. Yeah, the live streams are a little interesting because you're sort of all over the place. I feel like I'm just scatterbrained because the way that I think about doing a live stream is that you want to be constantly talking about something, maybe sharing a story, talking about your day or a specific idea that the chat is asking about. So you want the stream to be entertaining. But you also have to pay attention to the chat from time to time, and answer any questions, which is what I like to do. I love the AMA section of the stream. But it sort of breaks the concentration and the flow. Whereas in a podcast, I can just lock in on my guest and just fully engage on them. So it's sort of like two different skills. They both are equally challenging because there are times in a podcast where if your guest just isn't feeling it and they're not flowing with you and the whole vibe is off, then there's times where I've had to sort of take the reins and take control of the podcast and make it more about me. And I don't want to do that. That's not the purpose of the podcast. Like, I talked about myself enough on the live stream and these YouTube videos, like enough. I'm not interested in talking more about myself. The podcast is, I want to talk and focus more on the person I'm interviewing, the guest. and try to promote their work and have them share their story. And I am someone who is naturally very curious, so I come up with all these random questions in the moment because I'm just a curious person. I'm always like, oh, why'd you do this? Or how come you think that? Or you went here and you made this life-changing U-turn over here, and what's going on? And so I like to have that ability to just, make it more about the person in front of me. Well, virtually in front of me, because I've only had a couple in-person podcasts on the channel and only one in the podcast studio, but hopefully that will change in the near future. Enjoy your vacation, bro. Maybe save Q&A to last half of the stream. Gotta go. Much love to you and your family, bro. Stay blessed. Hey, Ken Smith, you too, brother. I always appreciate the support, especially the comments you leave. Your YouTube account has a purple heart logo beside it. I don't know if you probably don't see it, but you are the most active commenter on my channel. So I appreciate all the support and love, bro. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy a weekend with your family. But yeah, so the AMA section of this stream, as Ken is saying, save some Q&As for the last half. So sort of the AMAs also, why is my nose so itchy? Sorry, I keep itching my nose. So the AMA questions, generally these streams have started off slow, which I kind of like because it gives me a chance to just rant and openly talk about some ideas that I've been thinking about or brainstorming that aren't worthy enough for a YouTube video. And so this ability to just talk freely, it has improved this ranting muscle that I have for creating content and for also conversation. So it's definitely beneficial. But what I have noticed is that later on in the live streams, when people start to pour in usually after 12 o'clock, so I'm probably better off starting at 12. But anyways, that's when we get all the best questions, which is super, super interesting. And I really enjoy the challenge of all facets of social media, whether it's making regular YouTube videos, doing these live streams, recording a podcast, making YouTube shorts, like whatever it is, whatever the medium is for content. I enjoy to flourish in a wide variety of forms. I don't want to be someone that just does regular videos and someone who writes a script and then just reads off a teleprompter. And I don't know what it is. I know that that's optimal. Like that is the most optimal way to approach YouTube, is to figure out your topic beforehand, create a clickbait thumbnail that lives up to the promise of the title, that's super interesting, and then you want to have your video heavily edited and probably create a script beforehand so you know exactly what you're saying so that the video comes out more concise, which I did in the past. And this is generally solid YouTube advice. However, as I've aged and progressed through this process, I don't think reading off a script that I've written beforehand makes me a better communicator. In some ways, I become dependent on it. And I really noticed this because when I started off these live streams and when I first started the podcast, I get into these awkward situations where I didn't know what to talk about. And I relied on that script. I relied on that Google document that I wrote the week prior, to a point where I knew every single sentence I was going to say before I said it. And I had it all memorized and it was all written out. So it was very easy for me to kill the dead air, the dead space, the breaths, the ums and the uhs and the likes, and all those terrible filler words that you have in conversation when there are gaps in your thinking. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that I was dependent on that. It was sort of like a drug or an addiction. It was something that I needed just to make it through. And I made the tough decision to stop scripting entirely. So all of these live streams, all of the podcasts, and even the regular YouTube videos, there is no script. There is no preconceived ideas, notions, or sentences that I've written down beforehand. There's none of that. And what that's done is it's made me, at my core, a much better speaker and communicator, because now I no longer rely on this one medium that I needed to make it through a video. The only drawback to this is that the quality, and I guess how captivating the video is, it will suffer. Because there are times when I'll go off on a tangent, or maybe just go on this wild rant that has no relation to the title of the video. So in one sense, that is detrimental for me as a creator. But I think in the long term, the best thing I can do is just keep being authentic. I think that's just the best choice. It's a tough choice, right? Because I have to sacrifice analytics for the sake of authenticity, because what is more important to me, right? Showing you guys my authentic self, or trying to get more views, subs, and make money. I would be lying if I said that views, subs, and money doesn't affect me, because it does. It plays a huge part in this whole content creation stuff. But I don't want it to be the sole purpose for why I make videos. What's up, Yo, Red? What's up, bro? Yo, Red, are you a basketball fan? You got 3 teams in California killing it. I've been watching the Sacramento Golden State series. I think they play today. I think Game 7 is today. And then Lakers advanced. They beat Memphis. So California is lit right now when it comes to basketball. And actually, you guys had hockey too last night. I think the Kings were playing the Oilers. Hold on, I feel like I'm in a sports mood. Let's see, what's going on in basketball? So today is Golden State and Sacramento at 3:30. Okay, so that's today. What about hockey? Did the Kings win last night? The LA Kings, where you at? Oh, they lost 5-4. Oh, they're done. So Edmonton won 4-2. Okay, so you got three basketball teams still still alive. Dude, I've been watching hella boxing. Got no time for. Oh yeah. You're a huge boxing fan. You know who used to be a massive boxing fan was my father. My dad used to love watching boxing back in the day. But then for whatever reason, I guess it sort of fell out of favor for him. And then the other day we were talking about heavyweights. I don't know how we got onto this conversation, but we ended up talking about Deontay Wilder for whatever reason. And my dad, he hasn't kept up really with what's currently going on. And I told him about, oh yeah, there was this like amazing trilogy between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Oh yeah, I know why it came up, because my brother had a baby, he had a son, and he named his son Tyson. And the first thing I thought of was, oh man, Tyson Fury? And then my dad, the first thing he thought of was Mike Tyson. So my brother has a baby, and me and my dad instantly think of boxers. And so my dad's like, Tyson Fury, who's that? And I'm like, oh man, he's like the heavyweight champion of the world. He's like this huge dude that looks out of shape, and he's like a gypsy, and he calls himself the Gypsy King. And then I showed my dad a picture of Tyson Fury, and he's like, that guy's a boxing world champion? I'm like, dude, he's so good. His looks are deceiving. He's very unassuming. And so he was at my house, and I think I pulled up a highlight reel of the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fights, and my dad was like, he was like super into it. He was like, oh my gosh, this guy's like huge. Because I think Tyson Fury is like 6. How tall is he? He's super tall, right? Like 6'7"? How tall is Tyson Fury? Let me see. Tyson Fury, I want to say he's like 6'7", or maybe taller. Let's see. Oh, he's 6'9". Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. So he's the same height as LeBron James. Yo, that's wild. Dude's 6'9". I knew he was tall, but how much does he weigh? Tyson Fury weight. 122 kg. See, I hate kgs. What was it, 2.4? Let's see, 122 kg, 268 pounds. Damn, it's a big boy. That's sick, man. Right now, the lightweight division is on fire. A lot of mega matches soon. Yeah, that MFer is tall. Dude, 6'9"? That's crazy. Oh, that's like... Because LeBron is like 6'9", 250. This guy's 6'9", 268. 33, 0-1. Oh yeah, the draw was with Deontay Wilder, right? That first fight after he like rose from that crazy knockdown. Yes, split decision draw, Deontay Wilder. December 2018. Wow, that was 5 years ago. See, I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but every once in a while I will watch a fight here and there. Javon, what's up, dude? How you doing? Yes, I don't know how that was a draw. Yeah, I remember that fight because the scorecards. I was like, how is it? Like, how did that end up as a draw? Because I remember even, was it the commentators or whatever, where they had their own scorecard scores by round? It wasn't even close to being a draw. My memory is too fuzzy though. 5 years ago, I just remember the part where Deontay, it looked like he KO'd him because Fury was on his back with his arms out and his like head up, and it looked like he was out. And then all of a sudden, he just like rises out of nowhere. So like everyone thought the fight was done. I remember being like, oh shit, oh, like we were going crazy, right? Because Deontay Wilder he's so electric, he's so exciting. And then all of a sudden, this dude rises from the dead, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So that fight was awesome. So yeah, that's what I showed my dad, and then my dad's like, oh man, these guys are insane. So hopefully I got him back into boxing. I thought he was done too. Yeah, I feel like everyone thought like he looked like he was KO'd. Like back is flat on the canvas, arms to his side, head back, just sprawled out, looking like he's unconscious, is looking to the universe, to the stars, and just somehow rolls up, gets on a knee, and just pops right back up. And I think he won the rest of the round, right? Didn't he? Or he won the... I remember he finished the fight really strong. Man, I should rewatch it. My memory sucks. You know what's funny about your memory? You know when you think you remember something and it's kind of fuzzy, but you're pretty sure you got the details right, but then you go back and you watch a video and you find out how poor your memory really is. And you think things happened that didn't really happen at all. So I wonder if I rewatch it, what I'll truly think. The next UFC fight, my Discord and I will be watching as we do with pretty much every fight. Oh, that's awesome. I used to do that back in the day. I used to game pretty much, believe it or not. I was like a hardcore gamer. We had like a group of 5 of us. And at the time, there was no Discord. There was Ventrilo. And we'd be all on Vent. And we used to watch UFC together. And this was UFC when like George St. Pierre, BJ Penn, and Anderson Silva were like the champions. It was sort of like, no, even before then, because there was like Stephen. I remember watching the Forrest Griffin Stephen Bonner fight, which is like a long time ago. Those times with your friends over Discord, like it's so much fun. You just like chilling with the boys, watching the fight, probably like eating pizza or chips or something, talking shit. It's so much fun. I miss those days. Those are some very unproductive days in my life, but they produced a lot of really fun memories with friends. And enjoy that time, because unfortunately this might not happen for everyone, but for us, we all kind of grew up. We all sort of got jobs, started families, had more responsibilities. We didn't have time for video games anymore. And so I think that's like a natural thing in life. You lose time with your friends. And even for me, a lot of my friends that I grew up with, I see them maybe once a year, like if I'm lucky, or maybe 2 or 3 if we have like the kid's birthday party. But then again, it's not like me chilling with the boys. It's, we're celebrating the birthday party of one of my friend's daughter or son. It's different, right? It's different. It's more about the kids. So yeah, when you're younger and you have those fun times on Discord with your friends, don't take them for granted. Those are awesome times. Yo, Mr. Anti-Gambler, what's up, Tristan? Hey, brother, nice to see you live. Ken Smith stopped by. He had to go. So I've been missing your late night live streams. You've been streaming while the basketball games have been on. So I'll catch you in the gambling support group streams once NBA finishes, the NBA playoffs are over. Because I love watching the West Coast teams. And so for me, the game started at like 10 p.m. Was it yesterday? Or the day before, the Sacramento and Golden State game didn't end until like 10:50. So the Laker game didn't start until 10:55 with Memphis. So yeah, I've just been fueling the sports betting addiction. I've been tempted. I've been walking on thin ice, but luckily I haven't caved. So I've been okay. It's an interesting thing to have to manage. So, but yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, bro, for sure. Depends on the situation. My brain can be fuzzy with a few certain things. I stopped gaming, to be honest. Your videos explains the reason I stopped myself. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, I'm 24 and I stopped gaming. That spark isn't there anymore, and we just join chat to talk every once in a while, then go do our own thing. Yeah, see, video games are tough, right? Because some of my best memories with my friends is just, Friday night, Saturday night after school, playing NBA 2K, playing Call of Duty, playing Halo, playing whatever we were playing on PlayStation, or even way back in Dreamcast we used to play. And it's just so much fun. It's so much fun. And you have all these great memories of spending time with your friends. But also you have to remember, right? Like when you're in your young 20s or late teens, you have free time to sort of do whatever. You don't have a mortgage. You don't have kids. Well, hopefully you don't have kids when you're 18. That's like a little rough. That'd be a crazy a burden when you're that young. But you have so much less responsibilities in life, so you can kind of enjoy it, which is fine. But it's tough when you don't break those bad habits and you get into your 30s, where now you have to worry about property taxes and car insurance and land transfer tax and buying a house and a mortgage, or maybe there's rent and credit card bills and groceries and gas. And there's just so much that there's just no time for video games if you want to be a responsible adult. It's really hard. Maybe if you're a person who could play like an hour or two and then put the controller down, and you have that level of self-control, then you can probably play video games responsibly. But for myself, I couldn't. If I played one game of Call of Duty, I had to play 2. If I played 2, I had to play 4, 5, 8, 10. And then all of a sudden it's 5 a.m. And we've had like an all-nighter session. And the sun's coming up and I got no sleep. See, that's the problem when you have like an obsessive compulsive personality. It's very difficult to turn that switch off, or at least for me it is. So I've had to just remove video games from my life. And I'm someone who's bought every PlayStation every year. I bought Nintendo, GameCube, Wii, everything, Xbox. Like, I used to buy all of it. I used to line up at Best Buy on midnight for release day of Grand Theft Auto and Halo and Modern Warfare. Like, I was all in. I was all in on that stuff. But like later in life, you gotta remove that. You absolutely have to remove that if you are an obsessive compulsive like me. So it's just what it is. Let me see what's gone. Gotta go, bro. I'm at work. Might tune in later, but if not, enjoy the vacation. Yeah, you too, Red. I'll see you in a couple weeks. So I'll be gone until May 20th or so. But always glad to catch up and talk with you, Red. Yes, bro. I noticed that when the sports are on, the viewers are lower. Self-exclude, bro. You will be able to be happier. Yeah. See, it's also hockey too is going on. Hockey was crazy last night. Man, the people in Toronto are going wild. The Leafs finally won in 19 years. There was like dudes in the street going nuts. And I live outside of Toronto. I don't even live in the downtown core. So I live in the suburbs, maybe like half an hour away. How far am I from Toronto? 40 minutes? I think I'm like 40 minutes from downtown. But yeah, people are going nuts here yesterday. I'm happy for them. Facts. Once I played one game of Call of Duty, I got to keep proving that I'm still the best over and over. So you have the same issues that I have. It's like you can't just play for fun, right? Well, you are playing for fun, but you also have that competitive spirit and drive that pushes you to try to be the best at what you're doing. And I was the same way. I couldn't just go 8 kills, 12 deaths, have fun, talk some smack. Like I want to win because I'm like extremely competitive with everything I do. I can't just do something halfway. I have to be like all in. It's not fun sometimes. I'm the same way, man. I don't want to play games because I know I'll never have time to beat it. It becomes draining when you stay up late just to game. Yeah, and the thing too is that video games are becoming more and more addictive. They're becoming more advanced, more immersive, more visually stimulating. Like the rate at which video games are improving with technology, they're not going to go backwards. Like they're only going to get better and better and better and more addictive and more exciting, and you're just going to get that dopamine hit, with every new release. And especially young guys, you got to be very aware of that, because like a video game addiction, it's tough. Like not only is it expensive, like video games aren't cheap, but the sheer amount of time that you have to invest. Say if you play something like what's the worst, like a role-playing game, like a Final Fantasy 15 or something. I don't even know what number they're on, but like a Final Fantasy game where it takes like 100, 200 hours to go through the storyline and get to the end boss, or however long it takes. That's a huge investment of time, and that's one I can't make. Oh damn, big vacation time. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Calgary for a week and a half. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the mountains. Gonna go see Banff and just spend some time with the family, do some videography and photography work with my dad. It's kind of interesting because I'm not by trade, but I'm generally a videographer when it comes to cameras, and my dad is a photographer. So there are times where we will go out and shoot, but we shoot very different things. He shoots stills, he'll do a lot of landscape and wildlife, where I'm sort of more into like a bunch of stuff. I love macro, like I love details, I love B-roll shots. I like everything. That's what I love about videography. You can do so much. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully I'll get some cool footage of the mountains, the lakes, the glaciers, if there is any, some wild deer, moose, I don't know, whatever wildlife there is there, bears. Hopefully no bears. The car I rented, the person was like, "Oh, do you need bear spray?" I was like, "Do I? I don't know. You tell me. I don't. Will I need bear spray? Is that a real thing?" So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Gonna bring. I have like a. It's over there. I don't want to get it. I have a bunch of camera gear that's meant for outdoors, so I haven't been using it at all lately. So I'm excited to just go out and shoot, get some B-roll clips, maybe record a vlog or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do something creative for another YouTube video that I'll make in the future. The damn Leafs, man. I doubted them. Bro, everyone doubts the Leafs. They're wild. Oh, Vietnamese, what's up, bro? Any MMO. Yeah, man. MMO RPGs are awful. Those are like the king of time sinks. So yeah, that's another definite no-no for me. Mountains are the best for mind, body, and soul. Yeah, it's something about that. Just thinking about it makes me feel relaxed. And I've been Googling pictures of Banff. And so if you just like Google, I don't know, BANFF, mountains, Banff, lakes, mountains, rivers, whatever. The scenery there, it's just, oh man, it's beautiful. Looks amazing. So we're going to drive up into the mountains. And there's a bunch of these little stops. You can kind of pull over on the side of the road and see like a waterfall, see like a valley, see like a field where there's generally a bunch of moose. Like there's so many things you can do. I think there's like a gondola that can take you up to the mountains. There's like a plethora of stuff that you can see as you drive up through those mountains. So we're going to do that. We're going to spend, I think, 4 days in the mountains, I guess. I rented a couple Airbnbs, so it should be fun. I'm excited. And even just to spend time with family. We talk about all this stuff about improving your life, self-improvement, mental health, removing your addictions. And a huge part of life is spending time with people you love, right? That's a no-brainer in terms of happiness and fulfillment and just living a life that you enjoy. For me, just being able to spend time with the people I love there's nothing better than that. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy the trip. The only thing that I'm maybe getting a little anxiety about is not working, which sounds weird because most people, they look forward to a vacation to get away from their work. Whereas I'm someone who has like an insane capacity for the love of my work. I just love to work. I love doing what I do. So for me, it's very hard for me to take a break because it's part of like my everyday routine. And I know this because, you wake up on a Saturday or a Sunday, you have nothing going on, you don't have to go to work, you don't have to do anything. Like when I wake up first thing in the morning, usually around 7, immediately all I want to do is edit something, record something, go and shoot something, talk about something, film something. Like that's like my passion. So I struggle to take a break from work because it's something I love. But I think it will definitely be beneficial for me. I'll be able to come back way better, probably even more motivated than before, energized. So we'll see. Hopefully I won't go off the rails. Let's see. Yeah, it's a great time for the mountains. Oh, as in the season? Like as in May? Oh, it's spring, right? Maybe spring is a great time to see the mountains. Oh, definitely winter is the worst, right? So hopefully it won't be too cold. Bro, what do you think about First Amendment auditors such as Long Island Audit? What's that? First Amendment auditors? What's the Long Island Audit? I don't know what that is. Long Island as in New York? First... Long Island Audit. I don't know what that is. Long Island audit is a constitutional activist who conducts First Amendment audits and public employee accountability checks on Long Island in the East Coast. I have no idea, bro. I'd have to look into it. I've never heard of it. You should get some bear spray, bro. Oh, shit. Should I? Oh, no. Oh, maybe I'll have to get some. Better safe than sorry, right? Good to see you, Derek. I absolutely agree with your perspective on making sure you spend time with your loved ones. Yeah, it's important, right? It's something that you take for granted and don't appreciate when you're younger. You know, I remember when I was in my 20s and teens, I didn't think about trying to spend quality time with my parents. It was never a thought that manifested in my mind at all. It just wasn't a thing. And now as I age, you realize how fragile life is and how short of a time we have on earth. And so any opportunity that I can to spend more time with my parents, you know, I'm going to jump all over that. Hopefully, I would love to go to Hawaii, for example, with my parents. You know, I'm fortunate that both of them are still in good health, right? They don't have any crazy health issues. They can still walk and get around. They have been retired for little over 5 years now, I think. And so this is probably like the perfect time for me as a son, you know, to spend some really good quality time with them. And that's very important for me now as I've aged. And it's not that I regret not spending more time with them in the past, because it's all about your perspective, right? You learn and you grow. And it's sort of hard to tell like a 19-year-old, you know, hey, appreciate your parents. You know, they're not going to be here forever. When you're 19, you're more concerned about your dating life, your social circle, going to university, finding a job, a career. Like there's so many other things that you're preoccupied with that you just sort of take your loved ones for granted. And I think about this a lot, right? Because I think deeply about all aspects of my life. How much time do I have left? What am I going to do with that time? Who am I going to spend it with? How do I deal with negativity? How do I deal with pessimistic people? How do I deal with adversity or problems in my life? And the more that I think about these things and contemplate what's going on around me, the more I realize, like, man, your family's only here with you for a blink of an eye. Like even my kids, I think about my kids, they have toys all over the house and I get pissed off and I step on them all the time and I'm kicking shit and I'm like throwing stuff. It enrages me, right? There's all this clutter everywhere. But I know later on, when I'm 50, I'm probably going to miss that, right? And I'm going to regret that Derek in his 30s, didn't embrace the time he had with these little people that he's raising. And it's funny, right? It's sort of funny how life is. It's almost as if I could tell you off of my life experience to do this or to do that. But it's not until you go through it yourself that you really understand the feeling, right? You really understand the importance of a brother, a sister, a sibling, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle. It's like a grandparent that you don't have anymore. Like I don't have any, all my grandparents are gone. I don't have any grandparents left. And it's like, if they're still alive, it's like that old saying, right? You don't know what you have until it's gone, right? And so I think about that stuff a lot, right? Because especially with like all the YouTube stuff that I do, I get this question a lot. How come you spend so much time on like this content creation stuff? Why do you make so many videos and streams and podcasts and all this stuff? And I think it's my way of contributing to society, my way of giving back in any way that I can. Because maybe there is someone out there who is like 19-year-old Derek, for example, who was addicted to instant gratification, who was gambling all the time, playing video games, and maybe he needed some words of wisdom from someone who was twice his age to get his life together. And maybe if I could maybe just reach one person like that in the world with my past errors and my past mistakes, that I will be making a net benefit to society. And it's just, that's something that's important to me, right? It's, sounds trite, sounds cliche, sounds kind of cringy, but I think it's a good thing to do. It's good to give back in any way you can. I'm not wealthy, so I don't have money to like donate to a good cause or a charity. You know, I struggle like everyone else to pay the bills, so at least I can try to find some other way to be a net positive to the world. And I guess this is the best way that I know how. Let me catch up with the comments. I go on these rants too often. You can tell that I love this stuff. See, there's nothing else I'd rather do than like a Saturday afternoon, just do a live stream, hang out with you guys, and just talk about life. This is it's the best, right? It's awesome. I thoroughly enjoy it. If you love what you do, then it's hard to leave it. Yeah, see, that's probably like the problem, right? That's I found my passion, I found my purpose in life, and it's like I don't want to let go. Same here, and I agree. Oh, with Javon. Is it Javon? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. You'll come back with so many ideas. Yeah. You know what? I have a crazy amount of cinematic, creative video ideas of things that I want to do, but I just have like these time constraints now where I can't go out as before and shoot. If you look at my old YouTube videos from like 2019, 2020, there's all this like crazy B-roll and camera angles and different scenes and drone footage. It was because like back then when I didn't have kids, I could go out and just go on these wild adventures and record all this cool footage of the places that I've been. Whereas now I'm a little more constrained with my time. So we'll see. Your mission out. Absolutely. Yo, Kevin, what's good? Mr. Drama. What's going on, Mr. Drama? How you doing, Kevin? Does YouTube send you a tax form? So I think it's varies. I think the US stuff, it's different than Canada. See, I don't know. I'm sure the American stuff is very different. We have these, it's called like a W. I don't know, bro. I'm probably the wrong person to ask for that stuff. My YouTube channel makes zero profit. It makes some money from AdSense, but all of it gets reinvested into paying for music. It's like, see at the bottom, like here, this like music track. I pay for a subscription for Epidemic Sound so that I can play music copyright free on all my videos and streams. I pay for Riverside, sort of like a service like Zoom where I can record my podcast at high quality. That has a monthly fee. I pay for Squarespace for my website and hosting for my newsletter. So again, that has like a monthly fee. So all the money that my channel generates in terms of revenue, I just reinvest it all back in. And I also have a video editor who I'm sort of working with, training, and I would like to pay him more one day. He does like the YouTube shorts for the podcast. Shout out to Martin. But yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I can see your passion, and these videos of you will be a log of your journey in life, not only for yourself, but for those in the future who love you. Well, that's interesting. See, I never really think about like people looking back on my work because it's going to be there. I think the most interesting will be, will my kids be proud of who their father is? And they're going to have this strange ability to look back at my entire life from my 30s and up. Like, I don't have that of my parents, obviously, right? There was no YouTube or clips of my dad or mom growing up and what they dealt with and the struggles and the things they thought about and talked about. So it's going to be very strange for my kids to, like, say when my kids are 30, right? They can look back at what 30-year-old Derek was going through, what I was talking about, how I was trying to improve my life, build these stronger habits to not worry so much about my mental health and just be a better person, more compassionate person, more caring person. You know, are they going to be proud of who I was, or are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to think I'm silly? Are they going to think I am weird for talking about this type of stuff and being open about the things I struggle with and think about? You know, whatever opinion they have of me is fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But it's just interesting to think about that, right? Because of this work that I do, there's going to be thousands and thousands of hours of me just out there on the internet, speaking my truth, speaking my mind, sharing my opinions on things. I'm sure it's going to get misconstrued one day. And I'm sure there's going to be one day, I guarantee, where I'm going to mess up, say something stupid, look dumb on camera, say something politically incorrect. Like, it's going to happen. 100%. So I'm going to look like a fool for sure. Maybe someone will make some collaboration of all the dumb things I've said. But it's fine. I think that's one of the strongest qualities that I have is the criticism and naysayers don't bother me. They just don't. I don't have time for haters. I don't have time for trolls. It takes up no space in my brain. And I'm grateful for that, because I have a lot of friends who are fellow YouTube content creators who really struggle with YouTube comments. They struggle with their mental health. They struggle with negativity and criticism that they get from people. You know, I get it. I totally get it. I used to be like that. But it's tough, right? It's tough. Yes, perfectly how you pronounce my name. Okay, so Javon, right? Okay, cool. See, I'm bad at pronunciation. Yo, Walmart, 180. 180? No, 1800. 1800 Walmart? What's up, bro? Next mushroom video. You tell me. You tell me. What would you like to see? How much mushroom? I still have some mushrooms. Yeah, I still have a bunch of caps, stems, and microdose capsules behind me. See, I'm not like a super regular mushroom person. I sort of take it for when I need it. Is this song too loud? Yeah, let me know in the chat if the music ever gets too loud or too low or annoying. But yeah, the mushroom thing, it's something that I will take when I need to do some introspective work on myself, or maybe confront my ego. I'll go into the higher dosages and do that internal work. If I'm looking for more creativity, productivity focus, I will go to the micro side. But other than that, I have no plans really for mushroom videos. I will make them as they come, but as of right now, I don't know. I don't know what the next mushroom video will be. Give me some suggestions. Yo, Cowboy, what's up? How you doing? YouTube algorithm been blessing me. Oh. What's been blessing you? Is that same video as before? The one that showed up in my homepage? The embrace masculinity? You're killing it, dude. Let's go to Kevin's channel. Yo, 602 subs. Nice, man. Wow, that reject modernity video, embrace masculinity, 130,000 views from 3 weeks ago. Dude, you're outperforming me. I don't think do I have a video with 100,000 views? No, there's no way. See, I don't even know. I probably have a video with like 50,000? Okay, let's find out. No, wait, the Kiwi video probably has a lot. Hold on, I just want to check this. Videos popular. Okay, I have one with 77,000. See, I have a Kiwi video with 77,000 views, but it was made 3 years ago. Your video with 130,000 views, it was made 3 weeks ago. Bro, you're killing it, man. Keep going. Keep going. I love it. Let's see. They will see you help people you never met. See, that's interesting too, right? It's a little tough for me because you guys can see me, but I can't see you. I have no idea like where you are or what you look like or what you're doing or what you're going through. All I see is a handle of an account name, and I can try to relate to you as best as I can. And as a creator, it's tough, right? Because the only thing that I see is my stupid camera lens. So yeah, it's like helping people you never met. You have to have a level of selflessness, right? It can't just always be about you. And this is where the egotistical side of me has really been compressed with the use of psychedelic mushrooms, because I'm someone who used to be pretty much an egomaniac, right? Because like, think about this whole YouTube stuff. To show your face, to share your opinions, you have to have a bravado or a confidence or some type of egotistical nature where, I don't know, or maybe you don't have to, but there has to at least be some type of confidence from where you're coming from. And I used to be incredibly overconfident in my abilities. I used to be someone who always thought they knew everything, who couldn't take criticism from any people. I always figured that my opinion was best. I didn't need to learn from anyone else, especially the younger generation. And when I really used psilocybin and psychedelic mushrooms to confront my ego and go through these extreme periods of ego death, it really humbled me. It really, really humbled me. And I've gained a lot more humility, especially throughout my 30s. I'm much more humble. I'm much more open to new concepts and ideas, but I'm still very confident in myself as a person. I'm still very confident in my ability, the way that I speak, my knowledge, and what my past experiences have taught me and how I can express myself. Like, don't get me wrong, I am very confident in who I am as a person. However, if you have an overinflated ego, it comes as a detriment because it blocks your ability to learn from other people. And this has been huge for me because whenever I do the podcast, I have these guys like Kevin on who are like 18, 19, 20, like all these young dudes and girls on the podcast. Young guys and young women who are just like half my age. You know, previous Derek would never want to listen to their story, would want to listen to them. You know, but I've grown as an individual. I've hopefully overcome that demon in my life, and you know, I try to learn from all people of all ages, all walks of life, and it's a lot more healthy of a perspective to have. It's definitely helped me out in so many ways because there's so many things you can learn from the younger generation, just like you can learn from people who are more experienced and wiser than you. You know, you can learn from both ends of the spectrum, but it's just completely different things. And so it's been a great journey for me. It's awesome, this evolution of just being a more competent human being. It's a great feeling because there's no expiration date or goal to all this stuff. Every day it's just try to get a little bit better, try to learn something and just improve as a human being. And that's pretty much it, right? So let's see. I've given up sports betting and made some strong goals paying off all my debt. Planning on buying a house next year. Yo, let's go. Home ownership is a lot of fun, a lot of happiness, but also a lot of headaches. Oh man. Yeah, I moved into this house just under a year ago. I think I moved in. Yeah, it's been about a year. So I've been in this house 1 year now. I moved in 2022, around April. Is it April or May? No, May 4th was when I moved. Yeah, May 4th. So it's been just about a year. And it's awesome. It was a huge goal of mine, owning a house, having a studio to do this live stream podcast, YouTube stuff. Like I thought I would need like 100,000 subscribers to be able to do that. But we have what, 4,000? You know what? The channel's been growing like pretty crazy lately. I think this month is going to be my best month I've ever had. I think we've had like 400 new subscribers this month, which is super cool. And it's been like 10, 15, 20, like every single day. The people have just been coming and coming and coming. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited for where this channel will take us. I've been waiting to try my first heroic dose. Oh. Yeah, the very first heroic dose is rough. It is very rough. The best advice I can give you is look up set and setting. Psychedelic mushrooms and the importance of set and setting. Your mindset and the setting of your environment. That will make or break your heroic dose trip. Is the mindset you have going in and the environment that you do the trip in is extremely important. And then just don't fight it. Like the worst thing you can do is to fight the psychedelic trip. You have to give in. And that's the best advice I could give. Your Kiwi video has like 78,000 views. Yeah, it's you know what's so funny? I made that video as kind of like a goof. Because I'm someone who was like, I really love kiwi fruits. Because like if you look up the nutritional content of the kiwi fruit, oh man, it's amazing. It's like one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Everyone always talks about superfoods of goji berries and blueberries, and what's that one with that starts with an A? Acai or acai? I don't know how to pronounce it. Whatever, like you hear all these like superfoods, but then I'm like, yo, what about the kiwi? Like look at the kiwi fruit per 100 grams. It crushes all the fruits and almost all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrition. It's wild. Beats oranges and vitamin C per 100 grams. It's like second to the banana, potassium, and all the other nutritional contents of the kiwi just crushes. But we're obsessed with like apples, oranges, and bananas. I don't know. So yeah, I kind of made that video as sort of like a goof. And then it, for whatever reason, did well. So that's kind of funny. What are your thoughts on fluoride? See, I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know. I have some opinions on fluoride and I've read some stuff, but I think it's important to say, I don't know if you don't know something. I think this is an issue that a lot of YouTubers and people with egos have is they don't know how to admit when they're wrong, or they don't know how to admit when they don't know something. And I'm okay with saying I'm wrong or when I don't know. So yeah, I'll say I don't know, Kev. I don't have anything useful to give in on that topic. I think places like Dubai is overhyped. It is at its good times right now, and I predict in like 10 to 20 years, bad times are coming to those countries, hyped up by people like Tate. In the West, the good time bubble is about to burst. Bad times are coming. Yeah, Dubai is an interesting thing because a lot of YouTubers, they go to Dubai for the tax benefits because they have no income tax there. Seems like a super wild, interesting, and relatively safe place. Again, I don't really know. I've never been to Dubai. I've heard that it's very multicultural, very safe, great place for a business, especially like an online business like YouTube, where the country doesn't take any income tax. So all of your earnings directly goes to you. But yeah, I don't know. Never been, so I'm not sure. But they have tons of money, right? It's like a super, they got that oil money. Yo, Misanthrope 1000. What's up, bro? How you doing? What's good, Derek, and the chat? Most I've done is 4 grams, and I could feel my ego holding on when I tried to let go. Yeah, 4 grams is basically, you're on the edge. You're at the maximum point for a standard dose, and you're on the tipping point of falling into a heroic dose. Because for me, a heroic dose is generally 4.5 grams or higher, or maybe more, around 5 grams. That's like a heroic dose for me. I know the dosages can be very dependent based on the individual, because we all have different, body compositions, and like there's so much that goes on to like the dose amount. But for me, 5 grams is usually around a heroic dose. That's when the ego gets crazy. Mitch? What's up, Mitch? Whoops! Oh, I wrote Mitch with an M, with a B. What's up, Mitch with a B? What's up, dude? How you been, bro? How's Georgia? Nutritional yeast has a lot of vitamin B. Acai. Hey, how do you say that? ACAI. Is that acai? Acai? I've heard people say acai. I feel like that's an over pronunciation of the word. Okay, hold on. Let me Google it. How do you pronounce acai? Pronounce. ACAI.
Acai.
Acai. Oh, it's acai.
Acai.
AASAAEE. Acai.
Acai.
Acai. Acai. I don't know. Whatever, man. I give up on pronouncing. Probably gonna look dumb. People forget elderberry is a real super... Oh, yeah, elderberry. I've had elderberry before, too. See, that's also very uncommon, right? Fax Kevin SH Shift is impending. Let's see. Just got done using AI to edit one of my videos, and it cut out a lot of stuff, but actually made my video better. Otherwise, I'm queuing up to drop my first video either today or this week. Oh, nice, bro. Nice. Oh, that's super cool. So, okay, well, we'll get back to the YouTube stuff. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see. Stay tuned. Where are you going for your first vacay? Okay, so we're going out west to Calgary, which is a city in Alberta, one of Canada's provinces. Is basically where all of the mountains are. So we're going to go to this place called Banff. If you Google it, BANFF, like Banff mountains or lakes or rivers. It's like this amazing place for nature. It's just awesome. I'm going to go with Tina and the 2 kids and my mom and my dad. We rented 2 SUVs. We're going to go see my cousin who lives in Calgary, spend a couple of days with them, and then drive up into the mountains for about 4 days or so, and then drive back down to spend some more time with my 2 cousins. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just going to be a nice trip in nature. And my dad's a photographer, so he's super excited to go shoot some wildlife photography, or maybe do some like landscape photography as well. And I'm going to do my usual video thing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll vlog a little bit of it. I haven't done any vlogging in a super long time, so that might be interesting. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I'm going to be gone from May 5th until like the 15th. So I won't have another stream until about 3 weeks from now. Let me see. I'm not your first vacay, but vacation in general. Okay, yeah. So I haven't been on vacation in a while. The last vacation I went on was it Japan? Was it Japan? I went to Japan, South Korea, China, and Thailand once. How many years ago was that? It's been a while. Definitely way before the pandemic. I really like Dr. Berg on YouTube. He's how I found out about nutritional yeast. Oh, I think I've heard of Dr. Berg before. Which NBA team winning the finals this year? I haven't watched the NBA in like 8 months. So I think the clear-cut favorite is Boston Celtics for sure. Because Milwaukee, the 1 seed with Giannis, they got eliminated by Miami. And then Boston has to face Philly, but Joel Embiid, who is pretty much the MVP, he has like an MCL sprain, so he's injured. So they're going to have a Philly team that's undermanned. So Boston definitely has an easy path to the finals. I guess the only issue will be like out of Phoenix, Denver, Lakers, and or Golden State, Sacramento, who comes out of the West. But if I had to place money on a team with gun to my head, I'd probably bet on the Celtics, as they probably have the easiest road to a championship, but who knows? I don't know. The Lakers are surprising everyone, but we'll see. We'll see, bro. Congrats, Misanthrope. Oh yeah, so the YouTube channel. Oh, that's exciting, bro. I love it when people start YouTube channels. You know what's funny? I actually created another YouTube channel yesterday. I just called it Bear Z Analytics. So I don't know if you guys want to check it out. If you go on my main page or my home page, if you scroll to the bottom or you click on the channels tab, you can see like my podcast, the Bear Z podcast. But I also created this channel called Bear Z Analytics, and it's just like it's going to be a bunch of super short, unedited videos where I just share the analytics of my YouTube channel. So I made 2 videos yesterday. I posted both of them. The first one talked about how much money I made through Google AdSense in 2022, and I think it was like $500 and something. I just get straight to the point. It's just no fluff, just brain dumping all information I know and just sharing that. I'm just going to put a bunch of random videos about this YouTube knowledge that I've accumulated. So if you guys are starting a YouTube channel, I highly recommend subscribing to this other second channel I made. I'm just going to share everything that I've learned about analytics and AdSense and getting monetized and watch hours and like all of this stuff. All of that is going to be just like a fun little side project. There's going to be no production value at all, like no crazy thumbnails or editing. They're basically unedited videos. I just recorded them and just uploaded them right away. I think I made another video talking about how I got the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So yeah, it's just called Bear Z Analytics if you guys want to check that out. Can I post it in the chat? Okay, there. So there, I posted the link in the chat. I don't know if YouTube will let that go. YouTube has this thing where they censor a lot of links, but hopefully this link goes through. It's just my own channel, so. Let's see. NBA, Lakers just had their best game all year. Maybe they can do well. Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, Boston Celtics, all contenders. Yeah, I agree with that. Miami Heat just had a huge upset. Yo, the upsets this year have been super exciting. Miami's an 8 seed. They won. The Knicks won, which is unbelievable. The Knicks never win anything. They were a 5 seed, they won. Lakers are a 7 seed, they won. Golden State has a chance as a 6 seed to win. So I don't know. I'm all in on the NBA this year. Just no sports betting though. Believe it or not, this is the very first year ever in basketball where I haven't bet on any of the games or any of the money lines. And I think it's because of all this anti-gambling content that I've been posting. Like if I'm going to share advice about how to remove a gambling addiction, I better not be doing it myself or else I'd be a hypocrite, right? So this year I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to my own advice and we're not going to place any bets at all. So even like in the past, I make like small $20 bets, like money that's not going to affect my life. If I lose $20, I can still buy food for my kids. I can still pay for my mortgage, pay for gas in my car, no problem. But, making a $20 bet for some people, it could escalate into a $200 bet, and then $2,000, and then $20,000, and then you're getting into an amount that can definitely ruin your life. So I've been trying my best to watch the NBA bet free this year, which is, it's interesting because my whole life I've bet on the regular season. I bet on the postseason. I bet on props. I bet on everything. So you can tell I love basketball. Why not visit Ohio for your vacation? Have I been to Ohio before? Never been to Ohio. I went to where have I been in the East Coast in the US? I've been to Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, I think. I think that's all the places I've been to. Does Florida count as East Coast? Well, they are on the East Coast, but they're like the Southeast. Been to Florida. I think that's it. I think that's all the places I've been to in the US on the east side. Any of y'all play chess? Oh man, that's a game that I suck at. Bro, I'm awful at chess. Yo, Mr. Anti-Gambler is a big-time chess player. Yo, you should guys go on chess.com. Play each other. That'd be sick. Just don't bet on it. Yo, no prop betting. This is a gambling-free stream. I always wanted to visit Calgary. That's where the Wrestlers Hart Foundation is from. Oh, yeah, Bret Hart, right? Bret and Owen Hart? Is that his brother? Didn't he died, right? I remember Owen Hart. I think he died in like a wrestling accident or something. Something about he fell onto the ring from the rafters. I can't remember what happened. Yeah, Bret Hart. I think he was from Calgary. It's interesting. I've never been. I have two cousins that live in Calgary. They've always visited me. They always flew out to Toronto and sort of visited me every year, but I never ever flew out to them. And one of them has a son, so we're gonna go see her son, and they can see my kids. So it's gonna be a fun family trip. Do it. It would nice to see a vlog. Oh, vlog the vacation. Would you guys be interested in that type of stuff? Because the vast majority of my videos is just me in this room. It's sort of like a talking head. And then when I do have time, I'll go out and get like cinematic footage with my camera when I have time. But would you guys be interested in like vlogs at all? Or just maybe throwing some vlog footage in here and there? Because vlogs are sort of like, it's more like entertainment than it is education. Because the way that I make videos, I'm always thinking about like, what's the value that I can give to you guys? What is like the life experience or knowledge that I can share that can benefit someone's life? And because my channel is sort of more like, it leans towards the lever of education more than it does of entertainment. And I wonder, would throwing in a vlog just to mix it up, would you guys enjoy that? I don't know. Let me know. Sounds like an awesome vacation. Congrats. Subscribe to Bearsy Analytics. Hey, thanks, bro. Yeah, guys, check it out. Don't have any high standards for it, though. Like I said, low production value. It's probably going to be like 3 to 4 minute videos, like really short, straight to the point, nothing drawn out or nothing explained. It's just going to be a straight up brain dump of what I've learned. How I got views, how I created YouTube shorts, how to do live streams, how I got monetized, how much money I've made, that type of stuff. I'm just going to share everything that I know from like a business sense when it comes to this content creation stuff. And the idea is that, when I recommend you guys, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel. Like when I encourage you guys to do this stuff, I want to be like, hey, once you do create your channel, you can check out this other channel I made called Bears the Analytics. It shares just everything I know about this whole content creation stuff. And maybe that'll hopefully help you get your channel up and running and get you monetized as well, or maybe figure out how to navigate see, this is my issue. Whenever you are going into the analytics tab on YouTube and you're trying to navigate all these options and columns and data, it's a lot. It's really confusing and overwhelming, and it's kind of convoluted when it shows you, oh, your audience is from available at this time and they're of this age, and your click-through rate was good here, and your watch time and your retention is this, and it's just like a lot. It's so much to take in. It's overwhelming as like a first-time creator. And so it took me, many years to sort of figure out all this type of stuff. So I've gained a certain level of knowledge, not expertise per se, but I have a general understanding of how YouTube works. And I just want to kind of share with you guys and be as transparent as possible. Like, hey, like this video made this much money. This is how many subscribers we get per day. I just want to show everything. And I hate this idea that society has of, oh, you're not supposed to talk about money. You're not supposed to share how much you made. That's confidential information. Your hourly rate, that's only for you to know. Like there's like this thing in society where we're conditioned to not talk about this type of stuff and not share it. YouTube money is supposed to be hush hush, right? Whereas I'm like, why? What benefit does it give me to not share with you guys what I've earned or what I've learned or what I've made? Like, what is the benefit from keeping that to myself? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I understand in a corporate setting, oh, your hourly wage, your salary, it's confidential information, because if your coworkers find out, it's going to create animosity in the workplace, and people are going to be like, oh, why does that guy make more than me? And okay, fine. I can maybe understand it in that type of setting. But with like a YouTube channel, it's just me. It's just me. So if I show you guys like, hey, this made this much money. My YouTube channel made what? Let's find out right now. How much did I make this month? Because I honestly don't give a shit. I hate this idea of holding information away from people. It's so childish. Like, who cares? Okay, let's find out. So we are in the month of April. So in April, we did 105,000 views, 2,200 watch hours. We gained 396 subscribers, and we made $84. Cool. Well, like, what's so hard about that? I don't know. So yeah, side channel is just going to be as open and transparent with all that stuff in hopes of helping you guys out in some way if you do start a YouTube channel or self-improvement channel of your own or whatever you want to do. So yeah, Misanthrope. I gotta. Can I click on your name? How do I subscribe to you? I can't click on you in the chat. I guess I just have to search your name. I want to subscribe. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, there. All right, I subscribe, bro. I'm subscriber number 14. Let me see. Yes, the hearts. Owen died in 99 from a freak accident as he was doing his entrance to the ring on harnesses from the raft. Okay, that was it. I remember he was like suspended in air, or he was sort of doing something in the rafters, right? And he fell. I remember hearing something like that. Wow, that was in 99. So that was 24 years ago. Dang, that's crazy. I used to watch like wrestling way back when it wasn't WWE, it was like WWF. This was like in the early early 90s, I think, was when I watched wrestling. There was like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. it was like that. Ted DiBiase, Jake the Snake, Yokozuna. This is so funny. I don't think The Rock wasn't even there yet. I think because his name was like Rocky Balboa or something like that. Man, that was like the only time I watched wrestling. It was like way, way back in the day. Who else was there? I can't remember anything else. But yeah, wrestling was a very short phase for me. Because shortly after I discovered the NBA. They made a Vice about Owen Hart dying. Oh, dang. Yeah, poor guy. That I think their family, they went through a lot of tragedies, right? Didn't the British Bulldog, their cousin or that other guy, he died too, right? Dang, that's tough. Appreciate it. I'll drop the link to the video in a few minutes. Hey, nice, bro. What's the channel going to be about? Do you have like a main idea or niche or topic that you're going to talk about? Because that's what always interests me. Because the one thing you want to do is that you don't want to do what I did, where in my channel, it's more of like a variety channel. Like I talk about self-improvement stuff, I talk about psychedelics, I talk about habit change and mental health and addictions. Like there's so many, it's like a broad variety of subjects, topics, and niches that I create videos about. So analytically, it sort of hurts my channel because it's not narrow. It's not focused in on one lane. It's like a plethora and different branches that kind of stream out all over. It's not specific. And if you want to make a successful YouTube channel, you need to be as very niche down and specific as you can. The more specific you can, the better. And I know that, again, like this is conventional wisdom and I am going against the grain. I am not doing that. And my channel has suffered analytically for sure, right? Like it's 4 years for 4,000 subscribers. So many YouTubers would probably laugh at that, right? They'd be like, oh man, you created videos for 4 years and you only got 4,000 subscribers. I have friends that blew up in like 2 years, a year and a half. But again, it's like you have to kind of prioritize why all your reasons for making the channel. And for me, it's like the happiness will always come first. If I create videos that are fulfilling to me, regardless of the topic or the niche that they're centered around, and it's just something that I love to do, that it will never feel like work. I don't want YouTube to have this feeling like my day job, where it's like, oh, I gotta make a video today, or I dread it. Like I don't want that feeling to come with YouTube. I want it to be as open and free flowing and loving and passionate as possible. And you pay the price in terms of growth when you do that. So that's a very important question that you'll need to ask yourself when you create your YouTube video or YouTube channel. Because I have a couple friends where they create YouTube videos 100% for the purpose of making money. They have no love for their content. They have no connection to it. They don't care. All they care about is how much revenue is it generating. And that, that's fine. If that's your goal, then no problem. And so the only issue that I have with doing that is their YouTube channel now, it's just a form of work for them. It's not really something that they love to do. I guess they love the money that it makes. So maybe that makes them happy or gives them fulfillment in some way that I don't understand. But yeah, it's tough because I'm conflicted all the time. I'm always so conflicted. It's like, should I make more controversial content where I share my opinions that will get people riled up, because I have some opinions like that go against the mainstream narrative, and I'm sure that will garner tons of views. But it's like, does that go with this message, my core values of who I am as a creator? It's tough, man, because I struggle with this all the time. All the time I struggle with, like, should I sacrifice my authenticity and fulfillment in hopes of success and more money so that I could, because if I did do that and the channel became financially successful, then I could quit the day job, which would in turn make me happy, because then I could do more stuff like this, right? But then I have to sort of sell my soul a little bit to get there. It's like this stupid game you have to play. It's really annoying. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. But the best thing I could say is, when you start your channel, it might take some time to figure out what you want to talk about, but in time, you'll have a better understanding of the direction you want to go. What did I want to search for? Okay, I want to check out this Owen Hart Vice documentary later. Okay, let me see. It's going to discuss mainly misanthropy. Am I saying that right? I don't know how to say that word. Man, I'm struggling today pronouncing words, bro. This is an embarrassing stream. Okay, misanthropy? That can't be right. Dude, this is embarrassing. Okay, let me Google pronunciation. How do I pronounce this word?
Misanthropy.
Oh, misanthropy. Misanthropy.
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy. Oh, what did I say? Misanthropy? Oh, bro, it's so bad. Shit. Holy shit. Oh. That's funny. That's funny, bro. Learn to read. Holy.
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy. Okay, so it's going to discuss mainly misanthropy, but it's open book, so it's going to discuss mainly misanthropy, but I'm going to discuss other stuff every now and then. I'm going to make beats of my own and drop them on the channel as well. Oh, you make music? That's interesting. I'm just going to have fun, honestly. I'll let the channel grow whenever it does. Okay, that's a healthy way to approach it. Because if you start a YouTube channel with no expectations, right? The lack of growth is not going to bother you. Whereas I know a couple people, they create a YouTube channel and right away all they care about is blowing up, going viral. And when they don't get those views, all of a sudden they become anxious and depressed and sad, and it's really unfortunate, right? It really sucks. Interested in your beats, see, so how do I even say that word? Bro, why am I struggling?
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy. I'm like struggling to pronounce this word. Misanthrope. Misanthrope? Okay, Google pronunciation is getting all my attention today.
Misanthrope.
Misanthrope. Misanthrope and misanthropy. Oh my god.
Misanthropy.
Misanthropy and misanthrope. It's English, bro. Pronunciation is subjective in my opinion. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's hilarious. So that was my that's my struggle word for the day. But yeah, bro, are you going to post your first video today? Okay, well, I subscribe. Let me click that. Where's that bell? See, with YouTube, even if you subscribe, you have to click that stupid bell button to get the notifications, right? But you know what, though? I've said this a lot, I'm sure, in the past, but creating this YouTube channel was literally one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because when I first started it, like many, many years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really love YouTube at all. I always wanted to make a channel, but I never knew about what type of content. I was thinking, like, should I just talk about basketball, or should I make videos about poker or gambling or video games? Like, I was just doing all different types of things. And it took me a really long time to figure out this idea of self-improvement. And the thing is, I never would have stumbled across self-improvement if I never made all those mistakes in the past. If I never made the video game channel, if I never made the basketball channel or the poker channel or videos about whatever I was doing, then I never would have had that progression to the point that I'm at now. And what you need to realize is that whatever idea of what you think your YouTube channel is going to be the first day you start it, it could end up being wildly different a couple years from now. Like, it could go off in a completely different direction. Like, you have no idea how it could take off. And I remember I was watching this guy who used to make a lot of YouTube videos about videography and cameras. And he used the same camera that I had. He had a Sony. I think he made a video about the Sony A6400. And that's a camera that I'm using right now to film the live stream. And then all of a sudden, like, his channel, it sort of was dying. It wasn't getting many views. Even though I felt that his content was pretty informative. It was well done. Production quality was good. There was a lot of valuable information in terms of the settings of his camera that I didn't really know about. So, I learned a lot from his channel and videos. And then all of a sudden, he made like a video. It was something like filmmaker reacts to a Korean K-pop song. And that video was so abstract. Like, Korean K-pop music, it's so different than camera lens reviews or best settings for YouTube streaming. Like, they're in complete opposite realms of one another. And for whatever reason, that reaction video for that K-pop song, it blew up his channel. And then all of a sudden, he had this brand new identity of a guy who reacts to Korean K-pop music videos. And so he completely dropped all of the videography, content creation, lenses, settings, photography, like all of those tutorials. He dropped all of that content and just went all in on the K-pop stuff. And then I remember his channel just like exploded. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. That's so interesting how you start off here and then you end up all the way in some completely different world, completely different niche or realm. So yeah, you never know. You never know. Oh, someone's moving chairs. I appreciate it, Mitch. The first video is queuing up for upload. Oh, let's go. Let's go. See, like Kevin, I don't know if Kevin's still here. Mr. Drama. I remember, I think it was last year, Kevin joined the live stream and he was talking about making a YouTube channel Then he DM'd me on Instagram, and I was, telling him, maybe get this camera, do these settings, start your channel, do this, do that. And we were just sort of talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, man, start your YouTube channel. Just start and figure it out as you go along. And then we were looking at his channel yesterday, and it's been, 5 months now, 4 or 5 months. And he hit 600 subscribers. Like that's awesome. That's super cool, right? And again, you never know unless you start. And that's always like the hardest part. I feel like so many people struggle with that, is that initial resistance you face at starting a brand new skill. But what you have to do is just keep going, right? Try not to think too hard about how those first videos perform. Like, say you release 1, 2, 5, 10 videos, whatever, your first 10 videos on your channel, you might get 3 views, 7 views. And those views might just be you refreshing the page. But you can't let that stop you from creating the 11th video and the 12th and the 13th. And you have to sort of just forget about what you've created in the past and just keep moving forward. Just keep pushing the envelope and just find a way to just keep going. And I think that's one of the most important things for YouTube. Because when I started, there was all these other creators that I started with. And we were in this small YouTube creator group where we were trying to support each other. We were trying to grow together. We would comment on each other's videos. And all those guys that I started with in 2019, all of their channels are dead, except for like 2 of them. There's only 2 of them and myself, so 3 of us total, who still create content to this day. And everyone else quit. Everyone else quit after 8 months. They quit after a year. They quit after a year and a half, and all their channels die. And you see this all the time on YouTube. In the beginning, there's like this massive burst of momentum and inspiration and motivation because the YouTube channel is fresh, it's new, and it's exciting. And so you have all this motivation to start in the beginning, to create videos, because it's fun. But then over time, it starts to become dull. It starts to rust. It becomes boring and mundane. And that's when you find that so many people will quit because they're not getting the views they think they deserve. They're not getting the watch hours. They're not getting the AdSense. They're not getting the attention or whatever it is. And so that's a huge lesson that you can learn from other people. It's like you see it all the time. These people who create something and they just give up when that novelty wears off, and it will wear off. Trust me, it will. When in the beginning, when I was creating videos, it was exciting. I loved it. I was like going everywhere, recording all this cool stuff. And then over time, you become complacent, and you kind of take it easy, and you take your foot off the gas. And that's when like negativity can creep into your mind, and you'll think like, oh, I'm putting in 35 hours a week into this YouTube channel and it's making $2. When you think of YouTube like that, it's just going to create a justification for why you should quit. And you have to avoid that mindset at all costs. Don't worry about logos, tags, all that nonsense. Just record and upload and you will just learn. I was you a few months ago. Yeah, see, exactly, just like that. Exactly what Kevin said. Just create, post, on to the next one. You'll figure out your banner later. You'll figure out thumbnails later. Description later. Playlist later. All that stuff. You'll figure it out later. Just figure it out as you go. Just keep recording. Keep uploading. Then with every next video, try to learn something new. Try to improve something a little bit. Maybe you can work on having a light shine in front of your face. So sit in front of the window for one video. Maybe the next video you want to try to improve your audio. So get your microphone as close to your mouth as you can. Like generally like a fist and a bit from the microphone to your mouth is good. There's so many things that you'll have to learn or you can learn. But like just, you can't do it all at once. It's impossible. You'll naturally start to get better at editing, thumbnails, etc. Yeah, editing is another thing too. Editing is Editing is a grueling process. Editing is a lot. Again, you'll get better with editing in time. And also editing, it's sort of like you develop your own style. That's what I really like. There's no one style of editing that works. Like you could be the Mr. Beast type that has a cut every second. You could be the Hamza type where there's no editing at all. It's just unfiltered and you ramble on for 2 hours. Or you could be in between. You could have like cinematic, like whatever. There's so many different things you can do. AFRH Music. Oh, what's up, bro? I have a question about dosage. I had my first Liberty Cap experience with 1.7 grams. It was very nice and comfortable, but it didn't go too deep. How much can I increase for the next time? Okay, so generally my rule of thumb is 500 milligrams per increment. So that's basically half a gram. So the way that I incrementally went through the dosages was I started with 100 milligrams or so. I think I did 100, 200. Yeah, 100 and 200 milligrams. Then I went to 500 milligrams, which is half a gram. Then from half a gram, you go to 1 gram, then 1.5 grams, 2, 2.5, 3, like sort of like that. I feel like the half a gram increment is not drastic enough, but it's also not minor enough. It's sort of like this perfect level in the middle. Because if you go 1 gram to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, like a whole gram at a time, I feel like those leaps are a little bit too big. Because especially like 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, those are some pretty big jumps. But if you go a little bit slower, like half a gram at a time, I think that's a good way to go about the dosage. But again, it also depends on the person. Like some people are way more sensitive than I am. So maybe they need to increase at a smaller rate. But I definitely think like taking it slow, because there's no rush, right? There's no rush. So that's what I would do. 1.7 grams. That's a nice dose. That's nice. You get like the vibrant colors. You get the bright lights. You get the heaviness in your chest. You get that sort of euphoric feeling, but you don't get any of the dark stuff. You don't get the ego death. You don't get the trauma. You don't get any of that craziness. Yeah, I enjoy 1 to 2. 1 to 2 is good. Even up to 3. 1 to 3 is sort of like my really comfortable range of standard doses. Once you get closer to 5, anything closer to 5 is when you have to, really take it seriously, in my opinion. But yeah, if you're at 1.7, 2.2-ish, a little bit over 2 would be pretty good. Super comfortable dose. What else is going on today? Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I had ego dissolution on my trip, not all the way to death. Liberty caps are generally stronger than others like cubensis. It was a very calming experience. Oh, that's interesting. So you did have some ego dissolution. See, I haven't had too much experience with that. I've had like minor periods of ego dissolution, but I've never really found it that beneficial. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that I've experienced mushrooms, but all the introspective and beneficial ego work that I've done has always been at the higher range. For whatever reason, just crushing the ego is sort of what works best for me. I know I've heard that term a lot, ego dissolution. Maybe I didn't do the right type of mushrooms. Because I generally do golden teachers. Yeah, so I don't know. It's tricky, right? Because the subject of psychedelic mushrooms, there's no right answer, right? There's no right way to do anything, right? So it can be very subjective and personally dependent at times, right? So it'll vary. I should set a bigger goal. My first video, I said it was going to hit 100 by the end of the year. Dream big, big results. Dream small, small results, but also be reasonable. So there's an interesting book that I read that relates to what you're saying, Kevin, and it's called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And the idea is that you want to set a goal and then multiply it by 10. Now, it may seem a little crazy because then you're setting like a wild goal. So say, for example, I don't know, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers. Okay, that's a pretty reasonable goal. I'm at 4,000, I can get to 10. Instead, I should set a goal of 100,000 subscribers. Because if my goal is 100,000 subscribers, then I know that I'm going to have to put in an amount of work that is adequate for a 100,000 subscriber channel. Now, normally the intensity of your work falls to the level of your goals. So if I set a goal of 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be pressured to put in 10,000 subscribers amount of work into my videos. Whereas if I am aiming for 100,000 subscribers, there's a lot more internal pressure I'm putting on myself. So I'm naturally going to perform at a higher level. So the idea is, it's not crazy to set wild high goals for yourself. It's actually more beneficial to do so. And I've been doing this a lot recently with my channel. Like my goal for me is I know this number of subscribers is arbitrary. It's like a stupid thing to aim for, but it sort of gives me direction of where I'm aiming. And that's like 1 million. So if I want 1 million subscribers, I have to run a channel worthy of receiving 1 million subscribers. So I need to put in the work. I'm trying to do the videos. I'm trying to post a YouTube short every day. I'm trying to do the live streams every week to connect with you guys. I'm trying to do as much as I can that's worthy for a channel of 1 million subscribers. Because you're not going to get to 1 million subscribers by procrastinating away. Like you have to put in the work, right? So yeah, big goals are huge for me. That's all the strides that I've made in my career and in life have been big goals. It's like this house, for example. I had this big goal of, buying a house with a basement that I could have a studio in. And at the time, I'm like living in my parents' basement. Bought a tiny little townhouse condo with my wife that had like no air conditioning. So those goals at that time, when they were irrational, they made no sense in reality. But it's like, if you set those really high goals and you put the work in that's required to get you there, then you can make massive strides in your life. It was just during the trip that I felt it didn't matter at all, but I was completely fine with it, but it didn't really stick after the experience, probably too low of a dose. Yeah, see, that's interesting too. Sometimes it's hard because sometimes you wish you dosed yourself a little bit more. Maybe you want to go a little bit deeper, but then also there's times where I've wished I dosed myself less. I went too far and I wanted it to be less crazy. It's funny how it works sometimes. Again, dosage is such a tricky thing. It's so tricky. I started reading The Magic of Thinking Big and it changed my mindset. Oh, that's an old book. I read that book in 2012, I think. I read that book like 10 years ago. It's a really old book. But yeah, it basically has the exact same concept, right? It's like, if you think small, you'll achieve small. It's just what it is. It's sort of like your identity as a person. Like if you set big goals, if you view yourself as a strong, capable person who can get after it and be successful and do all these things, then you're going to get there if you put in the right amount of work. If you have small goals, if you lack confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, if you have this identity of a person who just kind of gets by and never achieves anything great, then you'll never achieve anything great. It sounds like some woohoo magical nonsense, but again, that guy Andrew Tate has a very good point about this, and it's that there's nothing fake about belief. Having belief is extremely important, but belief in and of itself is not enough to get you there. You have to combine that with the work. At the end of the day, you always have to do the work. But if you combine the work with the right mindset, with the right goals, that's when you can achieve, again, it sounds trite and cliche. Oh, I can achieve anything. You can achieve anything in life if you put your mind to it. So cringy. But it's, mindset is huge. Mindset is huge. I think a more modern book is actually called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And I think it's a better book to read than The Magic of Thinking Big, because it's a little bit dated. Where Mindset, it sort of talks about the differences between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And that's what basically it is. You have a fixed mindset when you think that you're out of control. You can't control your environment. You can't control the economy. The government's not doing anything. It's like you have this sort of fixed mindset where you have all these restrictions and barriers in place. Whereas a growth mindset, you're always willing to grow. You're open to bigger goals, to achieving new things, to overcoming adversity, to challenging yourself, to being disciplined, building motivation. It's like, that's sort of what it is. It's people that are stuck in the fixed mindset are the ones with the small goals who don't achieve anything. And you have to lean or figure out a way to transform yourself into a person with the growth mindset. And I think that's a much more modern book that does a better job at sort of expanding on this idea. I definitely should buy it because I've read it twice. It deserves a spot on my bookshelf for sure. Behind me, there's this bookshelf where I'm trying to build my list of the best 100 books. And I want to buy the paperback copies of all of them. And I just want to read those books over and over and over to a point where I can fully absorb all the information in them. As a YouTuber myself, I kind of got lucky when I started growing, but I still always try to make the quality as high as possible. I just hit 2 million total views. Yo, nice, bro. Always love hearing from a fellow creator. Let me pull you up. AFRH Music. It sucks that I can't click on your name in the chat. It won't. God. I gotta copy paste and AFRH Music. Oh, you're a music producer from Norway. Oh, what's up, bro? That's cool. Norway. Never been. I've always wanted to visit that part of the world. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, the Nordic countries. Let's see, 3.4k subs. Nice, dude, nice. Hold on, let me see. What else were you saying? I still try to make the quality as high as possible. Amazing advice. Make your content as if you have 1 million subscribers. Yeah, exactly, right? Because you have to think about it like this. Do you want to have a channel with 1 million subscribers? If the answer to that question is yes, then you have to produce content that is worthy of 1 million subscribers. Just like wishing for it or think you deserve it doesn't get you anywhere. Anyone can say, "Oh, I want to get that golden play button. I want to hit 1 million subs." Okay, great. Doesn't everybody? Everyone will probably answer yes to that question. But if you're truly honest with yourself, is your channel worthy of 1 million subscribers? And the answer to that question for me is no, it's not. My content is just not there yet. I still have to get better. as a storyteller. I still want to improve the way that I speak and share stories, and just there's so many things that I can improve and get better at. And that is the important lesson, right? It's just, you have to realize your channel's not good enough. It's not. You get what you deserve. And so I'm at 4,000. I want to get to 1 million. So what do I got to do? Got to improve. There's no other simple answer. And if you go down the path of the person who blames others, and it's like, oh, this guy blew up. He has 1 million subs and he just got lucky with the algorithm. He doesn't deserve it. Or how come this guy's channel grows so much? My videos are better. Like, if you have that mindset, it's toxic. It doesn't help you. It just gives you this irrational justification for why you're not succeeding and they are. And all you're doing is just trying to make your feelings less hurt. And it's so stupid. It's such like a waste of time. And so I have massive goals for this channel, but I have to improve. That's a simple answer. Dang, bro, you got 4 names in your name? John Lawrence Miguel Ibanez? Did I say that right? Let's just call you John. What's up, John? Hi, good evening. I'm from the Philippines, a young teenager who is addicted to gambling. Thank you for your content, bro. Keep doing it. Yo, Philippines, what's up, dude? Wait, it's like, what time is it in the Philippines? It's like in the evening now, right? Time in the Philippines, 1 a.m. Dang, 12-hour time difference. Damn, a young teenager who's addicted to gambling. Well, the one thing I could at least tell you is I'm happy that you can actually type out that sentence, because there's a lot of people who struggling with video game addiction, porn addiction, whatever, social media addiction. They're not willing to admit that they are addicted to it. And that's like one of the hardest things you can do. So just knowing that you're able to admit to like total strangers in a live stream that, hey man, you have some type of problem with gambling, that's the first step that you need to take in order to figure out how to fix your life. And so many people are unwilling to do that because it's hard, right? It's hard to admit when you're at fault. It never feels good. It never feels good to be wrong or admit that you're struggling with something. So yeah, you're still young, bro, but find a way to get rid of gambling. Like, just figure out whatever you can do to improve your mental health, get that stuff away from your life. Realize it's like a poison. It's a toxic. It just takes from you. There's nothing beneficial that you can gain out of it. All right. Hopefully you haven't gone down a path where it's brought you a tremendous amount of financial debt, because that's when it's hard to get out of, right? When you dig that deep hole for yourself, your future self is going to despise you for what you did today. So yeah, man, I'm always glad to hear when I get feedback from the gambling people. And that's why I sort of make those videos, because it's something that I struggle with from time to time. Not all the time, but I still have days and urges where I just wish I could bet on the money line, but I can't. And hopefully any of those videos or content that I make can help you in some way. Sir, what's up, sir? Hey, I have daddy issues and feel so very unmasculine and bad. Any advice? So that's a tough question. So daddy issues, like there's a lot there, right? Like in what ways? Is your father not here? How old are you? Was it that your father, you didn't get along, or you would fight? Like what's the issue? Is your father a bad role model? See, it's hard to give advice unless you have the full story, right? See, because daddy issues, that's such like a vague term. I would need more information. John Lawrence, press through, don't give up. See, I love the support. The support's here, bro. I saw in your 3-gram live trip that the come up was uncomfortable for you. Do you not like lemon tech? When I did it, I felt the effects after 15 minutes and I peaked much faster. Okay, so the 3-gram trip, this is where setting came into account. Was that I had the right mindset. I was in a good place. I've done a 3-gram trip before. I was feeling good. I was going to give in to the experience. Everything is fine. I've done plenty of 3-gram trips and I've been fine with the results and how I feel in the moment. The problem was the setting. Doing a 3-gram trip while live streaming, it brought on this type of anxiety that I wasn't prepared for. And I say this because I'm not a very anxious person. I'm pretty blessed when it comes to social anxiety and all these type of anxieties in my life where I don't have it. I don't have any issues with depression or anxiety at all. I'm fairly happy and optimistic every single day, and I'm lucky, I guess you could say. But the issue with the mushroom is that when it started to really take effect after an hour or so, it really dawned on me that I was live streaming to the world, and I didn't really prepare for that. I didn't prepare myself mentally for that. And then when the 3-gram trip started to peak, and a 3-gram trip is no joke. It doesn't have the ego death or the massive hallucinations or any of that type of stuff, but 3 grams, it gets pretty intense. And the intensity in the moment and realizing that I was streaming out to the world brought this wave of anxiety on me where I was like, oh my God, why did I do this? And it's almost as if I had this regret for my decision making. And that's why it was really uncomfortable for me, because I had this feeling that I never felt before. Because I did how many streams? Like 50 streams before that? Like I have this comfortability with this. I'm comfortable doing live streams. I'm comfortable with like saying misanthropy and messing up words and sounding dumb and looking stupid. It doesn't bother me. But the mushrooms accentuated that issue to a point where it did bother me. And it had this like level of anxiety where I'm not used to. So that's why when you look at that stream halfway through, I was struggling to keep it together. And from the middle to the end, I seemed okay, but deep down I wasn't. I was struggling so hard. I just wanted to turn off the camera. And it was such a difficult live stream. In the moment, I regretted it so much. But I know that being uncomfortable is good for me. At the end of the day, it's good to struggle. It's good to not always be comfortable all the time, And so I try my best to just fight through it. So yeah, that was a very intense stream. Thank you, bro. Yeah, no problem, John. No problem. Yo, Ken Smith is back. What's up, Ken? Ken is definitely the front line for the gambling addiction support. Ken's a great guy. Let's see. We didn't get along and it made me very submissive. I'm high right now, sorry. Oh, dang, bro. That's a wild combination. He beat me when I was a child and it made me submissive, demanded good grades, and always yelled at me when he disagreed with me at childhood. I was 14 when he beat me. I'm 18 now. Yikes. Okay, so the issue there, like that's domestic violence, right? Like, fuck. Okay, that's hard because you have to remember, especially the older generation, beating your kids, that was normal in society, right? It's been more of like a recent thing, like don't hit your kids. It's not good to abuse your kids. That's abuse. It's abuse, right? I want to be careful with the words I say, because this is not like some light issue. Like child abuse, like when you're 14, you're still a kid. Like you're an adolescent going through puberty, right? That's not cool. That's not cool. That's an awful relationship to have with a parent. Okay, so you didn't get along, but it made you submissive. See, demanding good grades and always yelled at you when he disagreed with you. See, all that stuff is just negative. It's just sort of putting you down. It's like destroying who you are and forcing you to be submissive. So that was 14 years ago, and now you're 18. So it's definitely affected you. So the one thing that I can tell you is that you can always change, right? You can always change. I never had a childhood like that violent before, but I did have like, immigrant parents that are very hard, especially when it comes to good grades, or even like Asian families. There was like this expectation of getting good grades, getting A's, going to college, going to university, and it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on you as a child. So that you can, trust me, you can overcome with the right mindset. It'll take time, but you can overcome that. The physical abuse is what's hard. I can't give you any good advice because I never really went through that. Like, my parents used to rough me up for sure, like in the late 80s, early 90s, But it always came from a place of love with my parents. They always wanted what was best for me. And, sometimes it did get physical and rough, and, that's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. But it sounds like the relationship that you have with your father is more extreme, and it's kind of putting you down in a hole, and you probably feel like you can't get out of that. And it's such a hard thing to deal with, because you probably love your parents, right? And they probably love you in a weird way, even though it might not seem like it. Like he's demanding good grades, yelling at you, disagreeing with you, putting you down. Like that's not cool in any way, but I think the best thing you can do is try to figure out a way, whatever you can, to not let that bring you down. And if it does affect you to an extreme point or extreme level, like you definitely need to talk to someone that can give you a better answer than me. You need to talk to maybe a family member, talk to someone you love, someone you respect, someone that you can confide in, and and be honest with, right? Because that's tough, because bad parents create bad children. You don't want that to dig deep in you and sort of manifest in you when you become a parent one day, right? You need to definitely find a way to seek help, right? If it's really affecting your life. Like I wish I had a better answer to give you based on my own personal experience, but also, sometimes you don't have the answer for everything, right? But yeah, find someone to talk to. Find someone, find anyone. In person, it's definitely way better than on the internet for sure. Let me catch up a bit. Whoa, the chat just went off. Salvatore Dudas. Hey bro, been watching you for a while. Love your content. Hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by, Salvatore. How you doing? Yeah, that makes sense. I would probably not do as well while streaming. Was it worse during the come up or the peak? The come up, the anxiety started to build, but the peak was the worst, I think. It's something about knowing that I was in a point of complete control, because I'm always in control when I stream. I'm never like intoxicated or on drugs or whatever. But knowing that I was sort of losing control in the moment in a live setting where I couldn't edit out what would happen, like that's what really created the extreme anxiety. I wonder if I would do it again though, but we'll see. Sir, step 1, don't give up. Struggling builds character. Yeah, I wish there was some better advice that we could give to Sir. It's like violence against kids is not right. It's just not right. It's so fucked up. I don't know, maybe you guys in the chat have some better advice to give. I'm getting my Rumble page ready too. Yeah, lots of people do that nowadays. They got the backup to the YouTube channel, or maybe if you say some crazy stuff on YouTube, you could always go to Rumble, I guess. Derek, what's a good place to buy music license for one single video, like mainstream music? I'm not sure about that because I don't like mainstream music for YouTube videos. I'm not entirely sure. My best guess would be to search Reddit, see what other people recommend. The websites that I've used is Epidemic Sound and Artlist, but this is more like kind of more niche, not mainstream music. But I like that because it's more unique. Because when you hear like what's a super mainstream song on, you know, like those mainstream songs that go viral on like TikTok? They'll be like a Nicki Minaj song or something. Like everyone knows Nicki Minaj, like a huge pop mainstream hip hop artist, right? Like, I don't know, that's sort of like not my jam or not my cup of tea. At Sir, sorry to hear that. Yeah, see, I'm a little torn up. I wish we could help Sir in some way. But he's asking a question that is so far outside of my realm of understanding that I don't know how to help him. And sometimes you have to be honest, right? And just let them know, like, I have no life experience really to fall back on to help you out. Thank you for that, brother. Always here to support the channel and its subscribers. Yes, Ken Smith. Sir was saying he has father issues and feels unmasculine. Kevin, I know Zoom is okay. Forgiveness is key too. Even if he doesn't deserve it, forgiving him is for you. It will free you from the prison of bitterness. Wow, that's a really good point. Look what Mitch just said. Forgiveness is key too. Even if he doesn't deserve it, forgiving him is you. It will free you from the prison of bitterness. Yeah, because if you don't do that, you're going to resent him your entire life. I think that's a problem. If you can't forgive, then it will build resentment. See, it's so hard to make the positive decision in such a negative environment. It's so hard to do that. But it's so easy to say. So true, Mitch. Forgive to heal yourself and not for the other person. I feel you, sir. I grew up with a father that seemed cold and did not show love. For me, it made me show love to others more. I was a medic in the army, and we were taught a little about acute stress reactions. Pro tip is to not focus on how you feel, but instead try a motoric skill like tapping your fingers in a pattern. Same goes for helping someone else panicking. Make them squeeze your finger, tell them where they are and what they are doing. Huh. That's interesting. Motoric skill. That's a word I've never read before. Like tapping your fingers in a pattern. Oh, I guess because it sort of makes you concentrate on that one physical activity you're doing. You know what's funny about that? That's sort of like how I deal with sort of like the gambling addiction thing. It's like I have these stupid poker chips in front of me. And it's sort of like something that I can't get rid of. But what's fascinating is that whenever I like sort of have an urge to do anything related to poker or gamble, just doing this, like spinning the poker chips in my fingers over and over, this sort of alleviates the desire that I have to go place a bet. Because it almost as if it's creating this artificial environment where I'm at the casino. Because this is what I would do at the casino. I would just play with these chips and spin it. It's funny how physical things have an effect on the mind. But I can't touch those while we stream. Because if I drop them, it's going to make this horrible clanking noise and destroy the audio. Definitely, but it's difficult to forgive if it's still currently happening because I'm so submissive. I have to rely on him for his money and for the benefits he can provide. He's rich. Yeah, man, that's tough, dude. Mainly because of the fear he reinforced to me when I was young, like without me, you would not survive. Damn, dude, I wish I had some wise advice to give you. But this is a realm that I'm not knowledgeable in. Sir, number 1, stop all the bad habits you're doing. Second, start going to the gym. See, the gym thing is interesting because building your physical fitness up, it weirdly improves your mindset. That will definitely help. That will definitely help for sure with some of the submissive stuff. But it might be tough. Do you have like the money to pay for a gym membership? Probably motor skills. I'm Norwegian. Yeah, it's about shutting the emotional part of your brain off by doing something else. Oh, I see. So the physicality shuts off the emotional part of your brain. Because that's what's going through all the trauma, right? Not a psychologist, but hold, I am a good ear. Clank, clank, clank. Yeah, Ken knows that. Ken knows that stupid sound, the clanking. That was my dad as well. Sir, none of us would survive without our parents, so don't think of that as a negative thing. Well, what's up with the hearts? What was that? I just saw like these hearts fly in the chat. Is that like a feature? What was that? Anyways. Yeah, that. I just saw like a bunch of hearts. What are these hearts? What is spamming all these hearts? It's not showing on the stream, but I can see it on my screen. Is there like a button you can press during the stream to do that? Because that reminds me of... Oh, there's a bunch of emojis now too. What the? Dude, that's hilarious. But a bunch of 100s. But it doesn't show on the stream though, right? I can see it in my YouTube window, all these like emojis that are flying up in the chat. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, it's like 100, 100, 100. There's like that celebration emoji. I remember that app Periscope had that. You know that streaming app where you can send hearts and then it sort of flies up in the stream. You know, I hope YouTube adds a lot more features that like what Twitch has. You know, where you can sort of get points for watching the stream, and then the streamer can create these like rewards where you can cash in your points to do stuff. That's so cool, having this like ability to interact with the streamer. I thought about moving to Twitch because of the functionality it has, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather just keep everything here on YouTube. Kevin, I've been doing that for the past year. Got a chest now, but it's sad because I almost feel like nothing changed, more or less psychologically. Sir, I think you need more activity in your life. Never seen them, lol. Hmm. Word. Been finally making friends and stuff and trying to go to Muay Thai, but I'm still distracted and I don't know why sometimes. Like I'm constantly living in fight or flight. Like I said at the beginning of 18. See, you got so much going on, dude. You know, like when you're 18, you're already struggling with like your self-image, your friend circle, relationships, school, teachers, like there's so much going on and your body is changing as well, physically, emotionally, and hormonally. Like there's just a lot going all on at the same time, and it doesn't help that you have like this issue with your dad. It just makes it all worse. Because I remember when I was 18. When you're 18, what grade is that? 18 is like when you're finishing high school, right? And you're getting ready to go to college. Like at that age, it's like all you think about is like your relationship with girls, your relationship with your friends, you know, going out and partying and maybe going to the club or like all that social stuff. But it's like you have this issue at home that's like compounding all these problems. How old are you? 18. Oh yeah. Like I said in the beginning, 18. My online home? Oh, YouTube, my online home. Yeah, see the other thing, if I move the stream to Twitch, it makes like this extra step for you guys. You have to go over to Twitch. If you don't have an account, maybe you have to create one. It's like it's such a pain. And I'm actually very bullish on YouTube. I think YouTube does a good job at expanding because you see like Instagram had Reels and TikTok had their videos, so then YouTube made Shorts. They're not as good, but you know, they're getting there and they're working on it. And then Twitch has streaming and Facebook has streaming, I think. And then now YouTube is adding all these extra features for streamers. And now they've added podcasts as well. So I think the stream functionality is not where I'd like it to be right now, but I'm definitely very optimistic that YouTube will just keep improving it. So hopefully we'll get a lot more features in this stream in the future. I think you can stream both on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I've seen some creators do that. Oh yeah, I've seen in OBS Streamlabs you can kind of do that. But then how does the chat work? Like, would I have to have two separate chat windows? Like one chat for Twitch and one chat for YouTube? Or like it's so complicated. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it here. I'm just going to leave it on YouTube. Let's see. 18 sucked for me, honestly. The funny thing is, before 18, I thought everything was normal, like nothing was out of the ordinary, until I got onto self-help and realized the destruction he caused. Like thinking everyone's parents are like this. For me, I had my biggest personal growth after the age of 18 to 19. I'm not close to the same person I was then. Probably because I joined the military. That was one hell of an experience. Yeah, my biggest growth was when I was 28. It was 10 years after that. I guess you would consider that a late bloomer. I guess I was a late bloomer. YouTube is like one-stop shopping kind of deal. Yeah, YouTube is sort of like has everything, right? But truth is, I've become a weirdo in high school and I didn't even know. Stay strong, sir. That was me. Life gets so much better. Trust in that. Yeah, I was freaking socially awkward and super introverted in high school as well. I was never like this. I used to hate doing project presentations in front of the class in high school. I hated that. I hated public speaking. I hated anything. But now it's like I'm the complete opposite. And that's why you have to realize that, life can change, things can get better, you can grow and become a completely different person. But it's like you can't let the negativity in your life perpetuate that in your future. You have to try to overcome that whatever way you can. And, like for me, all those social issues and being so self-conscious of what other people and my friends thought of me, like that, all of that gets better in time, right? But again, you also have to work on those things as well. I think you can merge Twitch and YouTube chat using some program. I don't know how, but I've seen it before. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if like YouTube stops improving the functionality of streams, then I'll consider it. But I don't know. I kind of like sort of how it is. Because the other thing that people always talk about in content creation, it's like, you should post your stuff on YouTube, you should post on Twitch, you should post on Instagram, you should post on TikTok, you should post on Facebook, and to try to get like the maximum growth possible. But the thing is, like, I don't care about Twitch. I don't care about being a Twitch affiliate or partner. I don't care about Meta or Facebook. I don't care about Instagram. I don't care about TikTok. I don't care about any of those platforms. YouTube has been the only platform I've ever really liked and enjoyed. It's sort of like what makes me happy. When I see that I'm making progress on YouTube and succeeding, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. When I look at my Instagram has more followers than my YouTube. My Instagram has like 6,000 followers, I think. I don't care at all. It gives me zero happiness or fulfillment because I don't care about the platform. I don't like it. And the same with TikTok. I stopped posting on TikTok. I don't even like it. Stop logging on Twitch because I just don't care. It's like YouTube is the one platform that I just thoroughly enjoy. And so I think that's part of the reason why I'm just sort of going to stay here. Unless, of course, it just like falls off a cliff into oblivion and just blows up in a ball of flames. Then I'm going to have to move. But until then, I'm probably happy where I'm at. Just desperate to get all this negativity out of me and live on. Yeah, bro, it's a long process. Keep your head up, stay as positive as you can. Just, there's just so much going on in your life at 18. There's so much, like this. Just know that your future can get infinitely better. Like the best thing that I can share with you, when I was 18, I didn't know what I was doing. 19, dropped out of university, thought my life was over, worked in a warehouse, was a failure, no education, no degree, lost in life, stumbled my way through my 20s gambling and all this craziness. And again, it wasn't until late 20s I started figuring my life out. It took a long time for me. But if you give up, you'll never get there. So even though like life might suck now, you're going through all these hardships, it feels like it's unfair, you have all these issues going on, but like you can't let that consume you. You can't let that consume you. You have to find a way to just keep moving forward, keep progressing. And that's why I think it's important to, try to adopt this identity of self-improvement, try to overcome these adversities in your life. And, hopefully things will be better on the other side. Yo, nice beard. Well, it's a super chat. Yay, AFRH. Thanks for the support, bro. 59 NOKs. Norwegian something? Hey, bro, I appreciate it. Hold on, let me this music died. Hey man, thanks for the support, bro. I really appreciate it. Nice beard. You like the beard? Should I let it keep going? It's funny. I never even knew I could grow a beard. It was like was it the Kiwi video? There was one video where in the beginning I was like, I forgot to shave. And I was like, oh, well, this looks kind of funny. And then I was like, you know what? In the intro, I'm like, no shaving. And then it just sort of became a thing. And I never even knew I could grow a beard. Nice beard. I love the support from all you guys. It's, it means a lot to me. Even if you just like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Any of the support that I've got from you guys, the kind words, and even just like knowing that we're making a difference in people's lives, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. It motivates me to to keep going. Like even like Sir, right? All of us trying to help him out, trying to give him a perspective, advice. It's like building a community like this. It's super cool. So I'm trying to grow one myself. You have great density. Should definitely grow it out. It gets kind of wild. Like I trim it usually because it gets crazy. Yeah, the craziest is like my actual hair. My hair is like super long now. Should I get a haircut? Nah. No haircuts, bro. Man, I wish there was more advice we could give to Sir. See, because this is what's important, right? When people reach out who are struggling, usually it's in the self-improvement world, in the addiction world, in the mental health world, and it's like I have tons of life experience and wisdom and knowledge to share on those subjects. But it's like it's tough when a subject like this comes up, or it's like an issue with a parent, where it's like I don't have good life experience to draw upon to recommend a course of action. It's tough, right? Because I wish we could support one another. I wish we could find a way to help a brother out, right? So best thing I can say, keep in touch, dude. Come back on the next live stream. Unfortunately it's not going to be in a couple of weeks. I'm going to stream again probably on the 20th or 21st, but it sounds like you need a support group, right? If there's someone in your family that you can't talk to, or a relative or a friend, or it doesn't work out, at least come back here. I try to do these streams every week. After the vacation, I will be back, May 20th or 21st, and we'll get them going. And, keep us updated with the journey, right? Maybe me or AFRH, Ken, Kevin, or Misanthropy. Hopefully we can, help you along in the journey, because that's what building a community is for, right? This is like part of the reason why I do this stuff. I don't want to have subscribers just for some vanity metric. I want to build a community, right, of people where we can share experiences, we can grow. It's important, right? It's important to me. So I genuinely care, even though I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I've never seen you before. But just knowing that you're willing to reach out on a stream and you're asking for help, I wish I could contribute in some way. So I don't know, brother. Keep me updated. Keep me updated with your story, right? It's there's people out there who care. They do. So I think Sir would benefit by talking to a psychologist. They are really beneficial. Yeah, just talking. That's everything, right? Talking to someone. It's unbelievable how simple communication can alleviate so many problems in life, right? Just think about the people who went through suicide. Think about people who've taken their lives. So many times whenever I think about that guy, Anthony Bourdain, the guy was universally loved by everybody in the entire world. This great traveler, master of cuisine, and just takes his own life because he's like so depressed, right? And it's like there's so many people that loved him that could have talked to him, and maybe a conversation could have made him find help in some way. I don't know. But you have to have these conversations. You have to communicate it. It's how we start. It's how you start to grow, and it's how you start down this journey of self-improvement and bettering your life. So yeah, bro, I wish the best for you. Wish you the best. All right, guys, is there anything else you want to talk about? I'm gonna probably have some lunch, spend some time with the kids. This was a good stream. Good stream. Yo, we almost went 3 hours. Holy, it's 2 hours 40. That's crazy. I lost track of the time. All right, I'm going to end this stream shortly then. AFRH, appreciate it. The donation. Thank you so much for the support. Stopping by. Conversation was great. Love your insight. Ken Smith, dude, as always, thanks for stopping by. Sir, my brother, keep grinding, man. Things will get better. Keep us updated. Misanthropy. Oh yeah, we subbed. Check them out. The new videos are coming soon. Sir, we are in this together. I'm going through it as a young 23-year-old man. I know how hard life can be. Yeah, man. See, we're all here. How often during a year should one trip? Like a psychedelic trip? I guess it depends. It depends. I'm not sure. I don't think I've done more than one heroic dose. I've never done 2 heroic doses in a year because I've never needed it. Heroic doses are so profound that you need time to think about it. Kevin, have a chill day. The video is out. Got more uploads coming this week. All right, cool. All right, guys, check out the podcast. If you want to check out any of my other work, I got the new channel, Bear Z Analytics, for any of you guys with YouTube that want to find out how I grow my channel, that want to see my numbers, my views, my subscribers, and how much money I've made, CPM, all that stuff. Check out the channel. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys after the vacation. We'll set the stream for May 20th or 21st. So be a couple weeks. So thanks again for everyone for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And that's it. See ya.